Hey everyone, how's it going? Wanted to make a new video and change up the background a little bit. This one I'm spreading out a little bit different. Instead of in my drawer, I'm just laying out some of the new pairs that I've gotten. And first I wanted to start off with is the pair that I forgot from last time. So last time I made a video, I featured some of the new Cocksox underwear that I got, and this was the pair I forgot or couldn't find or whatever it was. Maybe it was in the wash, who knows. But wanted to definitely give a shout out to this pair. I'm always a little hesitant on mesh. Depends on the fabric. Some are rough, a little bit rougher, some are a little smoother, different size holes, and that makes a difference on comfort level and how things just kind of wrap around and fit down there. And so I wasn't sure exactly if these were going to be comfortable or not. Sometimes I'll get mesh and I'll just have it where it's just on the two sides and the back maybe or something like that. And then if there's like a normal material like a cotton or whatever on the front pouch, then I'm more game for that, just because typically this is a more sensitive area, and depending on the type of mesh, it sometimes can irritate that area. So but this one I want to give it a shot. Really liked the waistband on it. It's a little bit more of a the same color fabric as the actual color of the underwear, rather than like white or black or something like that. I think that's a cool slick look to it. And so with this one, it is a really soft mesh material. It says polyamide and elastane. I want to say I would have to check on their website again, but I feel like they call it some kind of really fancy mesh material. I can't remember. It was like a certain country that they like Italian or I don't know, some really fancy name to it. And I would say it definitely kind of lives up to that kind of hype, if you will, of having some really elegant, soft, good quality mesh material. Obviously very breathable. It's more like a silky soft for sure, and absolutely love it. Looks great, feels great, disappears while during daily wear. So I thought that was a great pair. Before I get into the Nikes, want to touch base on this guy, and forgive me, I'm horrible at. I didn't look up how to pronounce the names of these. This is like bulge, but with a V, so it's like Bvlge. I don't know how they pronounced it, but this was a Australian brand. Want to give it a try. This guy, he's a smaller business, and he actually was going out of business with this particular logo or name, and then he ended up changing it to be too bold or it's basically bold, but instead of the O, it's the number 2. So again, he's doing a play on words, just like the last one he did here. And he just launched his new line, and definitely excited. I'll have to definitely check it out sometime soon. But this is from as kind of his clearance from his last set. I did buy a thong as well. This is more of a modal material, which is one of my favorites. Very soft. It's like the high-end cotton, if you will, where it's just more breathable, more flexible, softer, so much better than cotton, like 10 times better. And so I'm always a fan of that. Love the colors. He has a great selection of colors, even in the new line that he just released. So the jock strap was great, sizing was great, felt great, great pouch, good material. And with the thong on his last one, it wasn't that great. And basically it was the waistband was perfect, so I ordered the right size, but I think it's tough to get the tail of the thong the right length, and for his it was just way too long. And so I literally like felt like I was wearing boxers, but it was a thong, which was so weird and confusing because thongs are one of the most supportive types of underwear, but with that one it was just so loose that I couldn't wear it any longer because I can't stand wearing boxers. So I did write him and just kind of gave him my review of it. I'd rather he know my experience so that he can kind of learn from it, and just so if no one tells him, then he'll never know, and then he won't make changes. So he replied back and was really grateful for the feedback, and did end up making tweaks to it, to making it a little bit more of a low rise so that that tail is a little bit shorter. And he said the pouch was a little bit tighter in order to have everything fit a little bit better. And I know even from some of the first few people that have bought his new line, they have been able to tell that as well. So he's definitely has considered that kind of feedback and has definitely made the changes. So definitely check him out, because I think his new stuff is really great. I've heard some great stuff about it already. So I'll try to put some links in the show notes for it. All right, moving on. So Nike, I did end up getting 3 pairs. One of them is in the wash somewhere. The other one is just like a gray and a white or something like that, more of a plain. These guys were on sale at Ross maybe a month or so ago, a month or two ago. They all of a sudden started getting sold at all the Rosses and Marshalls and TJ Maxx and all that kind of stuff, and they're a little bit cheaper than what they're normally sold for. It wasn't that much cheaper. I think I still dropped $24 on 3 of them, which is overall like a good price for 3 pairs of underwear. I'm just more of a I'd like to spend small quantities at a time, if you will, even if it's a good deal. So it's tough for me to drop $25, but everyone's been buying these, and I want to check them out, see what they're like. And then when I saw this pack, this had a bunch of cool neon colors with it, so I was pretty excited about it, because I'm definitely a neon guy. I love the neon green, lime green, neon yellow, all those kind of fun colors, and that's what this pack had. So that's what really kind of was like, okay, yeah, let's go for it. Standard size pouch, nothing too huge, nothing too small, and I think that's good in this scenario, because I feel like it's Nike and it's more of a sportswear kind of jock, if you will, in my opinion. So it holds things a little bit tighter to the body, if you will, which is what you would want for sports. So it's enough of a pouch, like it's not too small or anything like that, and at least for my body, everyone's going to be different. But so I end up rotating these usually every week. I'll wear these in the morning when I go on jogs a few times a week, and this is some of the stuff I like to wear underneath my running shorts and different things like that. So it's a nice supportive pair, which obviously plenty of air in the back for breathability and all that good stuff. So yeah, good stuff. If you guys find them, go for it. Check them out. All right, moving on. Pair of Thieves. So these, you can find them in Target quite a bit, and actually a bunch of places now. They've been featured in a bunch of different stores that I've seen as I kind of look around, and they are good pairs. They're not going to be the high end pairs that you find like a Calvin Klein or something like that, but I can't knock it. Like I don't think it's bad quality at all. So with these, I have a random thrift store type place of very close to my house, and basically they buy all the extras from Target and resell it. And so I got these guys for literally a few dollars per pair, maybe like $2 or $3 a pair or less. So I couldn't pass up the deal to definitely try them out and see what they're like. This one has more of a mesh. I think I wrote a review on this one on my blog, so definitely check that out. It has a little bit more of a mesh on the sides here, and actually throughout the whole back. So it has some more breathability there. This is more of a traditional brief. It's not like a hip brief as much. So it's just a good daily wear, comfortable wear. Nothing special, nothing like extra sexy in my mind. Everyone has their own opinion of what sexy is to them. For me, it's more of like a kind of like a Hanes Fruit of the Loom. Just want to put on a pair to be comfortable, and that's about it. But to me, I would rather go with these over like a Hanes or a Fruit of the Loom any day. It has more of a silkier, soft material to it rather than just more of like a cotton. Let's see if I can see what material. And there's way too many words. It's somewhere in there, but yeah, like it. Boxer briefs were good. I did buy a pink one as well, but I can't remember if I got the extra large or large, but it ended up being too big, and it literally felt like wearing boxers, even though they were technically boxer briefs. So I didn't end up really keeping those in my stash. But these work out well. I think they are a size smaller than the briefs were, and so it's a little bit tighter fitting, and again, just more of a daily wear, just for comfort, if you will. But I like the color too. Red's one of my favorite colors, so definitely good with that. All right, moving right along. Agasio, man, I absolutely love this brand. Just kind of surprised. I think I've mentioned in previous videos, I treat these as more of a mid-tier to high-end brand because their pricing is decent. If you buy them new, like when they first come out, they're going to be right up there with every other high-end brand, but they offer some really good sales every once in a while, so definitely keep your eye out for them. I would recommend getting on their email list. They don't send out too many emails. Like Andrew Christian just goes crazy with their emails. This one I get maybe once or twice a week, if I had to guess. So it's not terrible. And again, you get to certain holidays and different things like that, they can splash some really good deals. And so there was just a deal that I saw that I really liked, and I think I got to like combine two deals. I can't remember exactly what it was because it's been a little while since I actually bought these, but I feel like there was like a deal, and then there was like if you spend $50 you get free shipping or something like that. And the thing is that like I was over $50 before the discount, but then after the discount it was going to be under $50, and I was like, ooh, I don't really want to pay for shipping. So I kind of like made a deal with myself. I was like, okay, if I put the promo code in and it goes under $50, but they still give me the free shipping, I'll do it. And they did. And so I ended up going with it. There was no shipping on this, so yeah, I'm a sucker for deals. I just that's just the way I roll, and obviously budget-wise, it just makes sense. So what I've got here is, this is a brief, has more of a mesh back to it. Some of their briefs are definitely more cheeky. I mean, they have different style briefs, but some of the ones that I've gotten, they have a little bit more of a cheeky flair to it. You know, a typical brief I feel like would be a little bit more out here. But this one just kind of cuts in just a little bit, and I absolutely love that. Just has a little bit of a little bit of cheeky style to it. Just adds a flair of sexiness that you feel sexy. It looks sexy. So I can't get enough of it. So love that. This one is more of what I would call it as a sport brief, because it just has the waistband here, but then you got the brief style on the back, and then you got the pouch in the front. Great pair. Love the gold waistband. I was a sucker for a gold waistband, so love that. And these are my first two thongs from Agasio. Wanted to give them a try. And this one is, I tend to gravitate towards thongs with wider material going around the sides and around to the back. And so this one just had that kind of style to it. I like the color and just decided to go with it. So I got this guy, and then I ended up getting this fun piece. I believe this is from their like sports collection or something like that, or like football collection. I think this mesh one is as well. What's fascinating about this one is you got a waistband on the front, and then on the back it transitions to no waistband. So like halfway through you can kind of see, and I definitely wanted to show you guys this one. They just kind of, you know, sew everything up there and then transition just to a smaller elastic waistband on the backside. It feels interesting. It doesn't feel bad, especially you throw on a pair of jeans, you don't really notice it. But like when you're just putting it on for the first time, you're just like, whoa, this is weird, because you feel this waistband on the front and you're like, okay, and then on the back you're just like, what? Like it's just not something that you see or you're used to. So it's a cool, it changes it up, and I'm cool with that. I think this is an absolute sexy pair. It has the mesh that's in the middle there, and then you have more of that triangle style. So I always call this the double thong look, because you got the actual, you know, thong itself design in the back, but then because of this triangle with the mesh, it's almost like this section is like another thong. So to me, it looks like a double thong. I think that's really hot and sexy. So love that one. With these thongs, I did find that the pouch had enough room as far as like comfort level, that, you know, you can see it you know, it definitely has a pouch, so it definitely accommodates. But I will say it's a little bit skinny. It gets narrow a little bit quick on both of them. And so basically all that happens is just on the sides here, you just see a little bit of a gap. And really you only see it if you're kind of looking down and you like look into that direction. You can just kind of see almost like a shadow line, if you will, of what's underneath just from the sides. For me, like comfort wise, I don't even notice it, but it's just more of like a looks thing. Like if you're really looking close at it, it's just like, meh, I don't really prefer that, but it's not going to stop me from wearing it. So just FYI, if that's something you just hate, then maybe go another direction. Maybe try the briefs or boxer briefs or trunks or something like that. But I absolutely love this brand. Something about it. I just love the bold waistbands. I love their briefs. specifically just because of that cheeky kind of flair. All right, moving on. Cheapundies. All right, so I ended up just getting these two. I think they probably had some kind of sale or something. I don't really remember, but love the Jockbrief style. Jockbrief is actually probably one of my favorite styles, just because you get the comfort along with a sexy flair to it. I call them the mullet of underwear. You got business in the front and party in the back. So this is from their touch line. The thong is as well, which is their modal material. As you can tell, just from a few of the other pairs, I definitely love that material. If you haven't had a Jockbrief yet, definitely grab one. It's a really fun style to wear where you feel like you're wearing a normal brief, but you don't have the material in the back, so you get more air flow back there. You obviously don't have to deal with wedgies because there is no material that gets stuck between your cheeks, so that's fun. And then if you are a little bit more modest, you don't want people to know what style you're wearing, there's that material on the back of the waistband, so if you bend over, you have a little bit more of a chance that no one will know still, because there is still some material right below the waistband. All right, I've mentioned their thongs before with my thong review. One of my favorite thongs. I promote this thong the most. Anytime people want to know what thong they should start out with, what I recommend, I always recommend this one because they're a great price. Usually they're like $9.99. Sometimes they're, the last month or two I've been able to catch them where they're a few dollars cheaper, and they got a nice enhancing pouch. They have tons of colors, although I feel like they're phasing out of them maybe, because I don't see as much of a variety of colors as before. Maybe they're just running out and they gotta order another whole set, and they just haven't done that yet. So I just had my eye on this color for a while, so wanted to grab that pair, and I don't really have too much of that color, so wanted to go for that. And then these two was kind of more of a surprise. I wasn't really anticipating getting these, but they had some extra deal where it was like buy one get one or something like that, or buy one get a discount on the other one. I don't really remember. So I ended up flying for another thong, same exact thing, just a different color. And then this is another Jockbrief, but this one has the jersey material. Just like I mentioned before, I was always skeptical of more of the mesh, kind of some kind of holes in the, especially the pouch area. This is a nice jersey soft material where I didn't find any issue with it. It's very, very comfortable, very breathable, very soft. So because of the deal, I wanted to grab one and check it out, and I think that was great. So I would definitely recommend picking up a pair of these in whatever style, but that material works out well. So they have, I know they have sport briefs and probably like briefs and a few other styles in that same kind of material, and tons of colors again. So that's that. Moving on to the Jockey. This one I literally just got in the mail yesterday. Just posted on social media. I've seen these around for a long time and just haven't pulled the trigger. Jockey, man, I have kind of a love-hate feelings on Jockey. So obviously a traditional brand, been around a long time. They are actually, they're made, or at least they're one of their headquarters is not too far away from me. So I'm in the Midwest, and so I like kind of supporting a brand that's close by, even though they're a bigger chain brand. So that's cool. The one issue is just the commercial that they came out with a year or two ago. And basically they just kind of made fun of guys wearing thongs, and I wasn't a huge fan of that. So I was just like, I don't really like that about them, but this one, decided to go for it. They had a sale on Amazon. I think they're phasing these out. This is, I believe, the silver line. And love the bold waistband. And I love the style thong. Again, I'm a huge fan of the wider back. I just find that to be more comfortable personally, and love the colors, and looks like a nice decent pouch, so I wanted to give it a shot. And I like them. I thought they were great. I just tested them on really quick just to see how they fit and everything, and they fit great. I know this is going to be a very comfortable pair to wear for daily wear. It has a longer pouch than I was expecting, I would say. When I opened it up and looked at it, I was like, whoa, like this thing is really long. And like you put it on and I feel like it has a decent amount of room. It doesn't come out that far. So it's funny, after I put this one up online, I had one guy say that it wasn't enough of a pouch. And then I have had other people that were like, oh yeah, it's great. It's actually kind of bulky and everything like that. So I kind of am more on that side of things, where I'd feel like they have enough room for most packages. Obviously there's some guys that it's not going to be enough, but I for me it's roomy enough, and I enjoy it. So especially while they're on sale, it sounds like they're kind of phasing out of them. I mean, this was only like $8.99, and then with Amazon, I got free shipping, so that's all it took. So I figured I had to grab a pair. All right, last but not least is swimwear. So I got my first Speedo, and I also got my first set of joggers. Is it joggers? No. Jammers, that's what it is. So jammers is a style of swimwear where it's a tighter material, but it goes down the legs, probably just above the kneecaps. And I definitely want to give these a try, because we just put it in a pool this spring, and I wanted to wear something that wasn't so bulky like swim trunks, but I still wanted to be modest about it and appropriate, just around like family and other friends like that have little kids. And so, at least as a starting place, I wanted to try something like this. And I absolutely love this pair. So like everyone kind of looks at me like, whoa, like you're wearing something different than every other guy that I've seen wear swimwear. It's not as common. But I kind of find it funny because we just got done watching the Olympics and everyone's wearing something like this or smaller. But regardless, as far as like what you see out in public, and if you go to the beach, you typically just see normal swim trunks. So even this was a bit nerve-wracking, but overall great fit. It shows a little bit of a bulge, but it's very flat. It's Speedo brand is going to be in general just a very flat kind of swimsuit, and so that's what I wanted. I didn't want to just like show my package to all the little kids and stuff. I want to be appropriate and sensitive to that. And so that's what I was looking for with this. And for the most part, it does that. Love the string on the inside, by the way. It's a great color. I was just going to see, it does have like a fabric, an extra layer of fabric on the inside there. So definitely check them out. If you guys don't have a pair, it's just a good option to have in your bag if you're planning on going swimming. With the Speedo, I'm a bit kind of wishy-washy on them. I feel like when I wear it, it doesn't know if it should be a brief or like the underwear style of trunks, where it's like, you know, shorter than a boxer brief but longer than a brief, where it's just kind of a cross, if you will. With this, I mean, it doesn't look that way, but it's not like a normal brief, but it's not a trunk either. It's just kind of in between. And so like this cut right here along the front of the legs, it just kind of cuts at a weird spot for me. So I don't really like that look very much. So I'm just like, I feel like I either need to go just shorter there, or I just need to go across and actually have more of a trunk style, but maybe just something tighter fitting would be fun to play around with. It definitely doesn't have any kind of enhancing package pouch material, which is exactly what I was looking for. Again, I'm looking for something more modest that maybe someday I can at least wear around my kids. And you know, I'll just kind of test the waters maybe over time, and maybe one day I'll wear it with just some friends or whatever. But so this one I'm not too crazy about, but I definitely wanted to give it a try because it is my first Speedo. So back I think is great. I love the colors. I think it's just a fun set of colors. It does get a little busy on the brief where the whole thing is this pattern. So that's neither here nor there, but overall it's a fun set. So definitely would recommend for sure the jammers here. Pick up a pair of those. And besides that, I think the last thing I want to mention is that a few months ago, I ended up going on a podcast with my wife. I forgot if I mentioned this in the last one or not, but basically we did a couples podcast. So on the Underwear News Brief podcast, definitely check them out. And it was really fun to just talk with another couple about underwear and just their experiences. And you guys, if you want to hear my wife's take on my underwear and what she has to say about it, definitely check it out. I think I still have it featured on my Instagram. And I know if you just go to Underwear News Briefs, go to their page and then look up the Brief Talk podcast and then look up the couples episode. I think you can just search it and you should be able to find us. And I would say that would be the last thing to check out. All right, you guys have a good one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you later. Bye.